They'll be calling you a radical. So, no nukes is good nukes. So, what I'm going to do, and we've had this plan for a while. You know, Paul Mobley over there talked to me about it. James Bonilla in Jersey. We've all talked about this. All these people are involved doing this. There's so many factions out there. As you know, I've called the reverse of the Manhattan Project the Post Ignorance Project. But Eric Jordan, our website, Lonnie up there, that whole thing, that's a whole other story. So, Post Ignorance, my gig. So part of that project, we'll put on the umbrella, we're going to build a website called the Manhattan Project, which is just Manhattan backwards. I know that might sound kind of cliche, but it's not. It's not the idea to paint the soup can, but it is the idea to paint the soup can, but then you have to paint the fucking soup can. So, everybody that's been involved in this, so what we're going to do, we've been planning this for a while, and I got an IT guy, and we want all other IT graphic designers. We want this to be a communal project. Now, the Manhattan Project was started with billions and billions of unlimited freaking funds. This was started by Kevin Blanch, a radical anti-nuclear environmentalist artist activist who borrowed $30 from Radioactive Robert. So I got the domain registered, and so we're going to build the website. And here's how it's going to work. There's 104 nuclear reactors in the United States, as you know. Now, we don't need 104 links, of course, like San Onofre's 2, but we have little groups, not at every reactor, but almost every reactor, factions all over, and we don't know if, the Cape Codders do such good work at Pilgrim. In Illinois, her group does such incredible work, and so there's so many different great groups around. We want to be able to put them together and put them on one website, and each group have access to build it. So what we're going to do, we'll have links going down the sidebar to each reactor and nuclear waste site. So, we'll have Hanford, we'll have Energy Solutions dump site, we'll have WIP, we'll have the new hole in Texas, we'll have them all. And so we can go to one site, you can follow it out, click. We'll have news links to every one of these things that are going on, because this is the one thing that we've lacked. Look what we're up against. Like I said, we're up against the biggest looting rat. And what's our goal? To rid the whole freaking world. Not just the United States. I hope this site, we could do it for every nuclear reactor. There's 410 nuclear reactors on Earth. Now, of course, like I said, there's certain reactors that have, sites that have multiple reactors. They perish, that monster in the desert in Arizona. So we'll be able to click, Google in that name, boom, there it'll be there. You'll be able to interact with the group, what they're up to, what's going on, the news that's going on. Now, this is important and I like these glasses because I found them in the tide pools, and it reminds me of those famous old photographs right here in Utah. Everybody sat in the chair and watched the fucking mobs go up there radiated. I grew up right here on a big ranch and farm, dairy farm. I remember, and they lied to us, let all the kids fucking drink milk. The fucking government just fucking lied. So the only thing we got right is the fact that they have to have all the money separately set aside for decommission. There's no new money has to be found. Now, somebody says, well, is it really there? That's another question, But at San Onofre, look, it can work. And San Onofre's the poster child for everything wrong. I've been fighting that since I was a boy, and that place would have never went down without my work. And a lot of other people's work also. Incredible freak of fight. The fact that they're so ahead of schedule, the money, this looting, Kamala Harris caught it, and they're under investigation. You know how that goes. But the money's there. And the decommissioning incentive, now, PG&E, if they get it done ahead of time, do they get... Yes, of course. That's the way... So, look. Gonna take away jobs at Diablo, at Pilgrim? Fuck bullshit. This is going to add jobs. This will be bigger than Manhattan. The Manhattan Project just turned on and they just fucking looted and mass murder. This will go on for fucking decades and decades and decades and decades. But it has to start somewhere. And hopefully maybe, just like the Manhattan Project, those fucking rats, they looted it and just turned it into a big cash cow ripoff. So they started with billions and trillions by a bunch of, madmen. I always go back to Einstein when he said Leo, his buddy fucking lied to him, and worst mistake he ever did was write that handwritten letter to fucking FDR. And I pissed on Teller's fucking grave. I know where the rat's buried. The other one, that scumbag Kissinger, fuck that, what is he, 140? These fucking looting, fucking evil, sick rats. Mass murder. They nuked my father in Nevada test site. Fully know. Teller and fuckhead that just died. We know what's going to kill them. Probably radiate the whole fucking world thing. I don't care. Teller was a sick, evil. It's Dr. Strangelove on Balk. That sick. I mean, you're talking. These are devils. These are fucking Satan themselves. So it's got to start somewhere. So this is what it's going to be. Be part of the Post Ignorance project, Post Ignorance, and this is going to be communal. And everybody doesn't have to French kiss and hold hands and lovey-dovey each other. Of course, it's been an ugly, hard battle because think how we've done it. We didn't even, so many people didn't even know each other. 2017. 2017 is going to be the year. This is my prediction for 2017. A lot of people that covered up Fukushima inside the bomb administration. These nuclear fucking madmen rats, it's like James said, fuck, we got whipped, Turkey Point, Indian fucking Point, San Onofre, all these fucking nightmares here. All these fuckers that played ball and went along. And the DOE, the Forbes magazine fuckers, the potato chip fuckheads, all. I think this will be the year a lot of them were, and, the nuclear fucking trolls and rats. And I really predict this will be the year a lot of those fuckers, karma's going to catch up and they're going to get cancer. And they're going to die fast. I think a lot of them are going to get cancer. It's going to come home to roost to those fucking rats. I think 726 is going to be a year of karma, and it's going to be the year that a lot of whistleblowers are going to be able to come forward because Obama won't be able to kill them. Put them in prison like he did Megan Rice. And I want to say this before I go on too about this. Here's another year, the wheels of injustice. The USS Reagan sailors versus TEPCO and GE. Now remember, this has been fast-tracked through the courts. In the 9th District, rule to go forward. This is the 5th year. Hasn't even been into the court yet. Here we're going to go to another year. The appeal of the appeal was on September 1st. And remember, this has been fast. Now, if this had been the opposite, say this was TEPCO and GE suing these young fucking men. Oh, it had already been through. They'd been fucking hammered. Fucking wages garnished, the whole works. This is the fucking corruption of the fucking judicial in this country. This country is corrupt from A to Z. These government officials, the EPA, fucking all these agencies, they're corrupt to the 10th fucking power. Grassrooters, a guy with no fucking money. I had money. I was a millionaire when I got sick. I was very good at what I've done my whole life. As the plaster, as the fucking derivative arb fucking trader. I'm going to go back to work. I've been battling cancer for 5 years. So how corrupt these people make fucking millions of marine biologists. I've become the marine biologist. All the fucking work that I've fucking done, we've done, done it on a shoestring with private donations. $19,000 of fucking private donations in 2 fucking years. I did this all on. Sleeping on couches, park fucking benches, an empty apartment in Castro. I mean, a lot of it while fucking extremely critical condition. Central line hanging out of my jugular. Traveling all over. It's been an amazing story, an amazing path, an amazing journal that we fought. And we're not going to stop. So the government officials and their fucking money, they can all rot in fucking hell. They all make these marine biologists, Oregon State, and they're fucking, because the nuclear cartels infiltrated them all. And these fuckers chose someone else's wealth over that. They chose a little bit of money, go to a fucking symposium, and when they get cancer and fucking die. And a lot of them are fucking dying. They can go down with their dogma, and history will brand and we're going to name them too. In this site, we're going to name the, Kathleen Higleys, the fucking Forbeses, the fucking, all of these fucking, the Jay Collins, the fucking Ken Buckafuck Busers. We're going to name them all by name. Every one of these fuckers. Marine biology departments, Cal Berkeley, fucking, the leads of those departments, every single fucking professor that has been paid to marine biology, the fake fucking reports they put out. We're going to name them in this fucking site. Not shame them. We're just going to put it out there. Who they are. Here's their study. And then, because the facts are the facts. Everybody knows by now that they fucking lied. And they committed the cover-up of Fukushima. Gina McCarthy, pages on her. Alice McFarland, head of the RC, kicked fucking You know, Barbara Boxer, head of the committee. We're going to name Vitter, all these people that were head of these committees that were derelict in fucking duty. So it can be fucking recorded in history. That people can look back who these looting, fucking mass murdering, evil rats were. And these derelicts that refused their job and fucking took the money and fucking poisoned the Pacific Ocean and fucking killed billions and billions forever, the greatest crime, and committed the greatest crime in fucking human history. The cover-up of Fukushima, Gate to Hell, is the greatest crime in human history. And the biggest failure in human history is nuclear energy, nuclear bombs and energy. Now you think about Gorbachev and Reagan. You go back. I got this, Craig painted this set in front of the peace vigil, which started Anti-Nuclear Bomb and Nuclear Energy by Thomas. You know, Ellen Thomas is still alive, his wife. You know, Filippo runs it. I love you, brother, Craig. Craig gave this to me. It's sat there for a long time. I love this. I mean, it's one of my favorite fucking positions. I'm going to do a fucking show in the Noah Hangar. I got permission with everything that's been sent to me. I mean, the incredible art that I have, whatever. But so we want everybody to participate. We want to put aside all the fighting and the fucking, you know, Lonnie called me the other day. It says, you know, the circle, you know, it's been hard for us. You know, I've been fighting for my life, all of us. No more fucking fighting. Just what it is, it is. We're going to put this together. We're going to join fucking hands together. We're going to put aside our fucking family differences, you know, because that's what we are as a fucking family. I want to say thank you to Jan, Miss Milky the Clown. I want to say thank you to Dana fucking Dunford, his incredible work. Christina. And we forget about Nimber Magic. He's gone away. What great work he did for so long. So many fucking good vloggers and bloggers and fucking fighters and anti-nuclear activists, and they're out there, individuals that, I mean, fuck, so many Gail in fucking Illinois is in the fucking house fighting her ass off in their fucking groups. That's Donnie Young, Donna Gilmore, you know, Ace Hoffman, Gene fucking Stone down there, Son and Offrey, Mothers for Peace, Jane Swanson, fucking, you know, all of them fucking such powerhouse work and giveth of themselves. We're going to, you know, make sure that we have something there. And these people that have fought this and passed on, we're going to have a memorial site on there for them. Like, you know, Carrie Barefoot, you know, down there, if you either stop fucking Black Fox or we will kill, you know. We're going to, you know, call Rachel Carson, people that gave of themselves, for themselves. She was just a school teacher, you know, whenever, Carrie. And so we're going to pay honor to them because the government sure ain't going to, and school books aren't sure going to, and you're not going to. Freedom Eisenblau, you know, in Austria, you know, they know who she is. They pay tribute over there because an anti-activist like what I do, like she says, Kevin over here, that would be a career for you. You would be, she says, everything that you've gone through in your past, she says, you'd be famous over here. Which, when I go over there, it's amazing. I mean, I'm in Vienna, Austria. People showing up from all over the country. People drove all over the country, whatever. They gave me a standing ovation in Bath. Gave me some, you know, their champagne bottles. Of course, couldn't bring it home on swines. Provide different people that have done all the work in India. You know, we want a place for our young people and people to be able to come in and to see in our youth a teaching tool. To say, hey, look, these fucking derelict marine biologists, derelict professors, these fucking Forbes and these fucking PR machines that went up with billions of dollars, we're going to, you know, show who they are. But we want a place where we can show who we are. And the history can say, hey, look at these pioneers. Look at these people. Wow. You know, like they do in Vienna. Like they do in Austria, you know. They look up to those people. They look up. I remember I was in there where I got this hat. And I went into this little store in Austria and I said, I want an authentic hat. And she says, and was talking to me, and I said, yeah, I was over at Freedom Eisenblau's house. And I said, you know, of course I know who she is. You know, the anti-nuclear activist. She's like, my grandma and her were friends. She says, I remember when she came to our school when I was in second grade and spoke. And she says, and she got all tear-eyed. This is a young Austrian female, probably in her 20s. And she says, hey, here. This was my grandmother's. She says, I want you to have it. And she put it on my hat, you know. And so to Annika at Femen, those girls that went into Chernobyl, held up signs, killed by peaceful nuclear energy. We want to memorialize them and put them in their pocket because so many of them have passed and been killed and gave their lives. And this fucking government and this fucking, you know, we're going to build a fucking site. And we're going to work together on this. and we're going to come together. 2017 is going to be the year that we unite as the anti-nuclear movement, as the environmentalists, as the art community. We're going to unite. And if, people want to hold grudges and be pissed off, go ahead. Go right ahead. That's your individual choice, but I'm surely not going to. And I know I've been intense and I've been pissed off at a lot of people and a lot of things, but look, I learned a long time ago when I was laying in that fucking bed with that central line hanging out of me, fucking all but dead. It's all bullshit. I dreamed about food and water, and we got to love and they're not our enemies. We got to come together. The great Cape Codders that do the fucking great work up there at Pilgrim's been incredible. At Yankee in Vermont, because the waste is still there. And this is a major, major thing. But the money's all sitting there. It's sitting there. Now, if they loot it, I don't know. But we know at San Onofre it's there, Diablo. And, we watch. I'm all part of those committees that watch. I've been at this my whole life. And so that's the gig. We'll be part of the Post Ignorance Project, but we're going to call it, the Manhattan Project, which is the opposite of Manhattan, which was started with billions and billions on a letter written by fucking, Einstein to FDR, which he said it was the worst thing he ever did, writing that handwritten fucking letter. This was started by a fucking keyboard typing a fucking couple sentences with $30 I borrowed from a guy with testicular fucking cancer, radioactive Robert. So I says, borrow me $30, and I'll register the domains. I was a millionaire. Went from that to nothing. And the trolls and the fucking rats that have come after us, I predict this year, a lot of them will get fucking cancer in their face and their brains, and they'll die real fucking quick, and there ain't nobody gonna go to their funerals. The trolls are fucking trolls. No one gives a fuck about them. They're scumbags, and I believe that fucking hell is a black hole, and they'll get sucked into. So that's where we're going, and I want people to understand and know this will be a hell of a fucking project, but we got to do it. Toshiba's going bankrupt. This fucking nuclear energy is bankrupting the fucking world. It's poisoning the fucking world. The Yucca Mount thesis, the fucking whip thesis, all of it. Yeah, the hat I wear. Yucca Mount, the fucking best fucking worst option. There are no good options. Yet you keep fucking making more. I'll quote Allison McFarland right to me. I'm the only person that fucking really got in her face. You can look it up. The San Luis Obispo fucking hearing. Earlier she said, and this is, she's head of the NRC. She's the MIT. She's a walking, talking encyclopedia on this. She says they've been lying to us about fucking revivification, Moxfield. They haven't ever come with it. She says they won't come up with it. Even in the next 10,000 years, they still won't come up with it. That's what she said. We have it on video. And so there is no fucking answer, Moxfield. It's just looting, robbing, and we want to call and shame. Not shame. We just want to record history properly. So the youth can go back, and school teachers in the future can go back and look at these fucking sick, evil, demented fuckers who poisoned the Pacific Ocean, poisoned the fucking earth, and killed billions of fucking people, and it'll be like this. Little girl will go to, like, these young fucking new scale rats, and all these fucking scumbags are just looting money to the Department of Energy. Say they're a 35-year-old right now. 40, 50 years from now, 60 years from now. Grandma, little girl comes sit on the lap. Hey, I'm in 5th grade. I'm in 6th grade. Today we learned, Grandma, that in 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, when they poisoned the earth with Fukushima, was the greatest cover-up. This Fukushima gate, this Fukushima cover-up was the greatest evil event. And all these people, there was thousands of marine biologists, thousands and thousands of Department of Energy employees, and thousands of people, and they just stood down and took the money and just flew around. They did symposiums why the earth was being poisoned. They participated. And we learned today, what criminals, what sick, and there was just some grassrooters out there, with no money and everything, and they just fought back. Grandma. And then she'll look up and say, Grandma, wasn't you a marine biologist at Oregon State? Didn't you work for the Department of Energy? Grandma, why did you do that? Why did you kill so many people? Why did you kill the whales and the dolphins and the thing? Well, why, Grandma? Why'd you do that? What the fuck you gonna say? What the fuck, you Forbes magazine, you potato chip? What the fuck you gonna say? And I got, your inaction was your action at this point. And you will all rot in fucking hell. And my prediction is a lot of you will die this year. And you will die young, old, whatever. My prediction is this will be the year of reckoning. The whistleblowers will come forward. I believe in forgiveness. I believe in forgiveness. It's still not too late. It's still not too late for you to come out and say, you know what, I was fucking wrong. You know, what I did was fucking attack Kevin Blanch, fucking went after these people. I'm so fucking sorry. You know, the first step to any of this is to say I'm sorry. People inside the Department of Energy, Barack Obama, these fucking nuclear rats, fucking whatever that took the money, the symposiums, it's not too late for redemption. I believe in that. I mean, I really do believe in forgiveness. And the first step is come out and say you're sorry. You know, and jump ship. Well, quote, one of Oppenheimer's old buddies. I was in Berkeley in a coffee shop many years. In fact, I think Lorraine Monet was there. I'm sure she was there. It was a little group that I was at fucking way back. I mean, fucking early 80s. And this old, long, straggly-haired guy come in. And I can't remember if it was Leo. It was one of the famous Manhattan Project fucking things. And nobody recognized him. We're sitting around talking anti-nuclearism like we used to back when it was the thing. And academians and young people and everybody was involved. We're just talking around, visiting. It was a little book thing, whatever. He stood up, you know, and he'd been there 3 or 4 times. We'd had coffee, we'd had food with him, you know, we drank beer with him. And he stood up and he says, I want to tell you guys who I really am. I was one of the main scientists of the Manhattan Project. I'm one of the guys that did this. And, I mean, he was well in his, I mean, he was old, really old then. And he just started to fucking cry. And he had tears coming down his fucking throat. And he looked at us, you know, and he says, do you hate me? And I'll tell you what, everybody in that fucking room, simultaneously, of course not. You know, and there were a lot of tears shed that fucking day. You know, I think it was probably Lorraine Monet. You know, if I remember right, it was probably her went up there and hugged him. You know, and she says, I'm so sorry. You know, and so we're forgiving people. We're, you know, we're angry, we're pissed, but you know, we're the loving people. We're the good side. We're the foot washers. We're the fucking poor fucking Jew fucking washing the feet that got put on the cross. You know, we think of people like that, not in a religious text, in the activist text. We're Rachel Carson. We're Martin Luther King. We're Bobby Kennedy. We're, you know, in the spirit of, you know, activists like Jesus and, you know, Gandhi. You know, we're angry. We're fucking mad. We're radical, but we're the loving side of it. That's the one thing you don't get. You don't get the intensity, the passion, and the anger, and how much I love fucking people, and I love my enemies. And if you haven't learned that by now through this fight, and there's a reason I'm alive. So we'll put this thing together, you know, and we'll hope we'll get a bunch of IT guys come together, and we'll build a good one, and you know, we'll make it interactive, and you know, and I'll run the show, you know, and we'll get this thing fucking going, and we'll make it work. You know, I can do this. We can do this. So stay tuned. And, you know, there's a teaching site. We'll have a site on there for kids where you can click for your children, for adults. So, you know, everything will be properly placed. So, you know, my fuck you fucking rhetoric can be in one place. And, you know, the stuff for the children can be on another fucking place. You know, we'll have it interactive for school teachers, you know, and we're anti-nuclear energy and bombs. We want it all fucking gone because one is the other. And anybody who tells you one is not the other is a fucking liar and a fool. You know, this false equivalency fucking bullshit, it's going to fucking end. And this fucking Helen Caldecott telling me I can't use the F word or suppose me is outrageous. But, you know, Helen's done a lot of great work, and I love fucking Helen. Do not fucking kid yourself. You know, but it is what it is. But we're not playing that fucking game. No. With our group, it's going to be what it is. Nuclear bombs, nuclear energy, all of it. It needs to fucking go. It needs to rid this fucking planet. We got to shoot it into space, put it in a hole, but we got to at least start somewhere. And this will be the fucking start. Post Ignorance. Stay in tuned.